And welcome back. It's Faithletic, the podcast, and you are live and in color at the fabulous Faithletic Sports Palace Studios. And you are live. Welcome with Coach and
KC. We're back.
We're back after a 2-week hiatus.
Hey, sometimes that happens.
It does.
Busy. We have lives.
We do.
We do.
We do.
And so yeah, but we're back and we're excited.
We are here.
So
we have an action-packed, not 1 hour, but 2 1-hour segments.
Yes.
If we can contain ourselves.
I know there's a lot to talk about. We have 2 weeks.
We have a lot.
We have 2 weeks worth of sports to talk about.
We really do. I mean, and I've got it all written down, and I still think we're going to miss some stuff. And just so everybody knows, here's what we're going to talk about. Are you ready? It's going to blow your mind.
It's going to blow our minds.
We're going to open up talking about the Myles Garrett, Mason Rudolph altercation last Thursday night.
Yes,
on NFL
we
football.
are a week behind.
We're gonna get to that. We're gonna have a very special guest. Everybody heard of England Dan and John Ford Coley, back a '70s supergroup, right? Well, I don't know if I call them a supergroup, but anyway, they had a song called I can't think of the name of the song. Anyway, it was a gold record song. Okay.
Sure.
Well, we don't have England Dan, but we have New England Dan.
New England Dan.
And he is probably the only New England Patriots fan within a 20-mile radius.
Sure, so we had to call him because...
And he's going to be on the show here in about 20 minutes because coming up Sunday afternoon, 3:20 in Foxborough, Massachusetts.
Okay.
It's the Dallas Cowboys against the New England Patriots.
And it should be a good one.
And you know what? I'm going to shock the world later. I'm going to shock the world.
Do you think that it's actually shocking? Because I think I know where you're headed with this.
I don't want everybody to get their hopes up, but I have a revelation.
This is quite the tease.
It's only temporary.
Okay.
But I think it's going to be good.
I'm just going to maybe have to check on you later to see if, like...
On Sunday?
Well, yeah, but if you're going to talk positive about the Cowboys...
I might. It's possible.
Stop the presses.
Yeah, it won't end that way.
Oh, my gosh.
And then we're going to talk a little bit of college football and pro football because we both have our predictions. We're going to review our previous predictions from 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
Where we stand in our interpersonal standing and challenge for, what is it, an icy or something like that for the season?
I think we said sandwich.
Sandwich.
A burger.
Burger, sandwich, tzatziki, something.
Hey, there is a place called Panda Grill in the OKC area.
Okay, I'm in.
It's the best burger in town.
So whoever wins buys the other one.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Deal.
Maybe a before setup of Bedlam coming up because for the first time in like 5 years, this game's a night game. It's a primetime game.
How about that?
Yep, and that'll be massive. And there are some implications there that if the stars line up, you might not even play in that game. Now, I'm not predicting that would happen.
You would hate to see it, wouldn't
but
you?
if they had lost last week against Baylor, they would have to beat OSU to get in that title game.
Man, that is crazy.
And then we have a athlete spotlight. We're going to talk about Nick Foles here in a little bit.
Nick Foles, yeah.
Yep. And then we're going to talk about what we're going to do over the holidays because we're not going to be on next Thursday because what's next Thursday, Kyle?
Next week is Turkey Day.
Turkey Day,
Thanksgiving.
one of the best eating days of the whole year.
And a huge day for Cowboys.
In the history. Oh, yes, that's our traditional game.
Yeah,
and we play the Buffalo Bills.
You know what? Yeah. It always is tough because you play that Sunday game.
Yeah.
And then you got that Thursday game right there.
But so is Buffalo.
Yep.
So it's, and then they come back the following week, and you know who they play on Thursday night?
No, who do they play on Thursday night?
The Chicago Bears.
Ooh.
On Thursday night. How are we going to fit that in?
That game should be a lot better than it actually is going to be. But
are we going to be able to have a show and watch the game at the same time?
I don't know. We're gonna
try.
See. We might live commentate that game for sure.
And then maybe on Thanksgiving Day,
come on,
I might have a very, very special guest. When I was on the previous show, our previous radio station, my mother was a special guest on that show.
And how old is your mom?
92.
Dan's 92-year-old mom
may possibly be a guest on Thanksgiving Day. We'll run like a 20-minute segment.
How great would that be, folks?
And I can get it recorded and all that kind of stuff. So,
we love it.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to it. So anyway, that's what we got going today, and plus all the other stuff. Might talk about the Thunder. We might talk about the game. In case you didn't know it, in this beautiful Sports Palace Studios, we have a big screen TV where we can watch whatever we want to watch.
We're usually always watching Thursday night
football. We can line it up. If the Thunder were playing, we could put them on. If we have a college football game, we can do that. But before we get any further, Kyle, how's your week?
It's been a good week.
Yeah.
We have been really busy. We moved into a house 3 weeks ago.
Congratulations.
Which, praise the Lord, which is awesome.
Yep.
But we are headed on a cruise next week. We are going to Royal Caribbean boat, and we're going to head to Honduras, Belize, and Cozumel.
Oh my gosh!
3 stops. We're on the boat. We have 3 stops, and then we're on the boat for 3 days too. Hoping to take some people down in ping pong. There's ping pong tournaments that'll be happening, which, as a youth pastor, I do spend part of my time playing a lot of ping pong.
You do.
Yes.
That's gonna be exciting.
Yeah, it should be a good time. We leave on Sunday. Hopefully they got a nice little spot that I can watch some football next Saturday or this Sunday.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, I think we'll be fine. But I really hope that I can watch some football on Thanksgiving Day, but I'll be in Cozumel.
So what's the other 2 games? What do you know? What's going on?
Yeah, sure.
What's going on
on Thanksgiving Day?
If I seem a little distracted, I'm trying to get all my bells and whistles in a line here, which I'm not having very much success. So
yeah, things happen.
Yeah. Well, there we go.
So we got games right now. Right now, Colts and Texans are playing.
Well, I knew that. I'm talking about Thursday.
But I was just about to get there. Bears, Lions.
Okay. The traditional Lions game. Oh, yeah. See, you do want to watch.
Bears, Lions.
Yeah.
Cowboys, Bills.
Yeah.
And Falcons, Saints. But Cowboys, Bills is obviously the best game.
Yeah,
out of that. Yeah, for sure. So, Bears, Lions may be good. The last one was interesting. So we'll see how that goes. But, yeah, well, how about your week, Dan? Is everything good in your life?
Been busy. Yeah? Been busy.
Well, it's
just one of those, got getting up early, coming home late, doing, all the basic work stuff.
Yeah.
And church stuff and great night last night at SLM.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
We had 2 students get baptized. 3 students get baptized.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
2 of them play on the UConn football team.
That was pretty cool.
And actually, Coach Reed, who's an awesome guy, came and baptized one of the football players, and then an assistant coach also did the same. So pretty cool things are happening at our church. And if you don't have a church, come
see us.
Come see us at Trinity, UConn.
You will be
right next
amazed.
to Coles.
A lot of special things are going on right now.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
So pretty much it is. And I need you to. Of course, I have you have a little bit more juice than I do. But
sure.
We need to get our Arkansas Razorback aficionado on here to talk about the coaching. Yes.
Yeah.
Those that don't know it, Brian Mills, our senior pastor, Trinity Baptist Church, was the chaplain for the University of Arkansas sports program. And they were without a football coach right now. And I think it's a real interesting conversation when it comes into that position, because one of the things going around is Gus Malzahn, who was former
Arkansas State.
But he was also offensive coordinator under Houston Nutt.
Yes.
So
that's an interesting.
And he and Brian are friends.
Yes.
So
it would be a pretty cool get if we could get him to come on, but he is a busy man.
Yeah.
So
well, he's committed. He just hasn't hard committed.
Right.
Which that doesn't mean much in our world.
Hey, Trent Hendricks joined.
Yay, Trent.
Trent's a good friend.
Yeah.
Of ours.
Good dude.
And so he's listening. Big Broncos.
Welcome to our show, and please feel free to comment.
Yes.
If you don't agree, or you agree, or you just want to say, "Hey, I think you guys are full of it."
Yeah,
we'll listen.
Yeah, we'll do whatever.
I mean, I'd love to hear your comments and your suggestions, and Here in a minute, our New England Dan is probably going to create a little bit of a buzz just because he does that.
Here's the thing about Dan.
Yep.
Dan is a good friend of mine.
Yes.
He likes to stir the pot.
He does, to say the least.
He is a pot stirrer.
He is that.
We'll try to stir the pot a little back. Usually he'll get the better of me, but I'm not about to let that happen on the show.
Well, good luck. Because I've got the button right here. I already told him.
Yeah, we got the dump button ready to go.
I got the button. I said, man, you get out of hand.
Trent says we're full of it already, so here we go.
Thanks a lot. Are you getting us live?
I am getting us live. I sure am.
Yeah, now I find us okay.
Yeah.
Just maybe.
Yeah, my face. I'm looking at my face right now.
And I did it again. Dang it.
Fumble.
Yep.
Yeah, we just got.
Good.
It's okay.
Okay.
We got the mute button not working over here.
Okay. All right. Good. All right. So let's talk about the Myles Garrett, Mason Rudolph situation last Thursday night. I need your 2 cents. So we haven't really we kind of discussed it, but I haven't really heard your thoughts on what you.
And it's still going too. Yeah. Like there's still ramifications.
There's accusations going and blah 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 blah.
So last week we had Oklahoma State's own Mason Rudolph. He got in a fight with Myles Garrett. Now, this is 8 seconds left to go in the game, and I think that's something that's actually lost in this conversation, is that the game had 8 seconds left. This play had absolutely no bearing on the outcome of the game. 0. And so Myles Garrett, first overall pick in the draft 2 years ago, in 2017, he decides to tackle Mason Rudolph. The play is probably 15 yards down the field at this point,
at least.
And the game is pretty much wrapped up. It already is wrapped up.
Yep.
That sets up where I feel about the situation. Is anybody that's seen it after this is that Myles Garrett, now Mason Rudolph does try to pull off his helmet after being dragged down well after the play.
Yeah.
So that you can't really deny it.
So
to
it
me.
Seems.
Right. And then Myles Garrett rips off Mason Rudolph's helmet and hits him with it.
Hits him over the head with it.
It sounds like some Happy Gilmore stuff.
And then, on top of that wasn't enough. Who was it that ran in and hit Mason Rudolph from behind?
I don't know who it was. But yeah.
With his helmet off.
Yeah, while Mason was...
From behind.
Yeah, pretty much cowardly.
Yeah.
So... that was a wild situation. I've never seen anything like it. Now, a couple of years ago, you had Andre Johnson and Cortland Finnegan get after it. He ripped off his helmet, and there was punches thrown. But that's the thing, is if he just takes off his helmet and starts wailing on him in a second, like, he got 3-4 good punches in on Mason Rudolph.
Oh, it'd be over.
But we wouldn't be talking about it as much right now.
True.
Like, it's just a couple punches, and we're calling it a day.
Yeah.
But he hit him in the head with the helmet.
With his own helmet.
Yes.
That's pretty cowardly.
Ultimate disrespect.
That's pretty cowardly, in my opinion.
I think so too. But anyway, I know you had some opinions on it too. Now, and maybe I can set that up a little more. Is like right now we're hearing that now. It's been said a couple by wonderful ESPN.
Well, some media personnel speculated there was a racial slurs. Had no proof, no merit, nothing. But to stir the pot.
Media personnel that have been fired by ESPN, just for the record.
Yep, there you go.
So that perpetuated that rumor, which then said today Baker Mayfield. What did he said? He voiced his opinion about it.
Yeah, and I was a little irritated by this because maybe I just read it out of context. But they asked Baker Mayfield. Here it is. Trotter also asked Browns quarterback Baker Mayfield, did he heard anything about Rudolph using a slur of any kind? Was Baker on the field when this happened? Was he out there? Because I failed to see how his. I get it that he's a quarterback and leader of the team. Yeah, but the guy's not smart enough to know that there's somebody else to cut the grass at Cleveland Stadium either.
Sure. Also, yeah, but I know that just Baker and him are allegedly friends. I don't know how great of friends they are. Just that they, played each other 2 or 3 times.
Well, they got together in off season and things like that.
So anyway, I understand. Like the media kind of wonders because that has been well stated that they have some sort of friendship. Mm. So all of that being said, it's like, golly, that was one of the craziest moments that I have ever seen on.
It was pretty nuts.
Well, actually, you know what? It's funny because 2 minutes left in the game, you're up by 2 touchdowns. I turned it off.
Yeah, I'm done. I didn't see it.
Hey, it's time to play video games and go to bed, basically. That's kind of my routine. And so I was like, okay, this game's done. It's well in hand. And sure enough, I get text messages from some of my friends that were in a group text and like, whoa, did you see that? I'm like, nope.
I didn't.
I'm sure there was a fight because it was Cleveland.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh
no love lost there.
Hates Cleveland.
It goes both ways.
Yes.
It goes both ways. Yeah. Which, really, Cleveland hasn't won anything in ever. Not in the last 60 years. So tell me why is it's kind of like Dallas Cowboys hating the Jacksonville Jaguars. There's no relevance there at all.
There's no point, yeah.
It's like I know you guys have been around forever, and this hatred, I guess maybe that's it, but it's I don't know. You guys, Cleveland didn't even play for 2 years, so
sure.
They're not even Cleveland, really.
I know, right?
Cleveland's in Baltimore.
Sure,
I know you hate Baltimore, so
that's for sure. So.
I don't know.
Anyway,
that's a really messed up deal. If you just woke up yesterday and became a fan of the NFL, Cleveland's not even really Cleveland. Cleveland was in Cleveland. It moved to Baltimore overnight.
Yes,
and then they created a expansion team called the Cleveland Browns. So the Cleveland's not even really Cleveland.
No,
and they took the records with them when they went. Now I think when Cleveland reestablished, they went back.
Yeah, which is confusing
because even Jim Brown extricated the Cleveland Browns at one point in time, and he's the most famous player in Cleveland Brown history.
Sure, yeah. So, I don't know. It's just a really interesting story.
So here's the question.
Yeah, talk to me.
Does Myles Garrett? He's suspended for the rest of the season, correct?
Sure.
He's not going to get to play again.
Nah.
Obviously, the NFL Players Union is going to negotiate where he gets to play again. But does he? And I'm not saying he doesn't deserve to play, but should he get more? Is that fair enough punishment?
I would think personally that he should be suspended for 16 games for a whole season.
Yes.
So that
half of the season, half of next, or whatever.
So he can come back week 8 next year. Now that's my opinion, and I don't think they'll do that. I don't think the players will
allow it to happen.
I think it'll probably likely go
without pay.
Yeah, and I think through the end of the season, and he'll be fine.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see.
So does something like this happen to? And this is another question I had. Name me 3 quarterbacks in the NFL right now that have more juice than any of the others. Name me 3.
Patty Mahomes.
Okay.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Tom Brady.
Would that have happened to either of those 3?
I think it could have happened in an Oakland Raiders Kansas City Chiefs game, but I have a hard time believing it because they know that the NFL's money is in Patrick Mahomes. All 3 of those guys really.
Because of Mason Rudolph being a basically backup quarterback, I think they took advantage of this. I think that Myles Garrett said, it's just a peon, I'll do whatever I want to him, and there's no consequences. Subconsciously, might not while he's doing it, but I just don't see this happening to Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes. I don't see it happening.
Obviously, there's a lack of respect because there is a bunch of respect for guys like Brady and Rodgers.
Yep.
For sure. So, do you still stay in the NFL? Shall we?
Yes.
Oh, it's almost time.
It's getting there. You know what? Let's so coming up this Sunday, you'll have to forgive us because we're doing a live podcast and we don't have commercial interruptions. so we don't actually have breaks. So you may hear some stuff you're probably not supposed to hear. I mean, it isn't bad. It's just we would like
we're not like cursing or
no,
anything
nothing like that. We're gonna have to kind of rearrange some of our technical stuff here because neither one of us were smart enough to figure out how to do it without it. So we're gonna effort. Can you mute him?
Yeah,
by the way,
yeah.
So if you're listening out there, New England Dan, we're getting ready to call you. So have your phone on and ready. But coming up this Sunday afternoon in Foxborough, Massachusetts. I assume that's where they still play. I don't know. He'll correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Gillette Stadium. The Dallas Cowboys travel to take on Tom Brady and the New England Patriots. And the guy coming up is our resident New England Patriots fan. And I actually have some special music for you, Dan. I hope you can hear it. If you can't, then everybody else will, and they'll get a big chuckle out of it. So if you give me just a second here to get my bump music going here.
Hello, yeah, it's been a while. Not much. How about you?
This is New England Dan.
This is New England Dan.
This is it. This. We really did want to talk to you.
Wait for it.
It's been such a long time and I really miss your smile.
Gosh, we miss your smile, Dan.
Oh, that's good stuff. So anyway, coming to us live and in color from somewhere on his couch, I guess.
Probably.
Yep. I'd like you to welcome to the show, and I think he's debating whether or not we're really friends, but welcome to the show, New England Dan.
Dan, can you hear us? Dan, are you?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hey, can you turn us down in the background, though?
Yeah, we're echoing you.
Hear ourselves.
Beautiful.
Oh, you're a wonderful human. How's your eye, Dan?
Repeat that. You keep breaking in and out.
Okay, can you hear us now? Are you good?
Yes.
Yes. How's your eye? Are you good?
My eye is all right.
Okay, good. We just need to make sure that. Anyway, Dan. New England Dan.
New England Dan.
New England Dan.
So, Sunday afternoon, Dan, is it Foxborough where they play now? Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, it's been there for a while now.
Okay. Yeah. What, like 6 months or whatever?
No, it's been there for the whole Kraft regime.
Kraft? I thought it was
Kraft.
Gillette.
Same thing.
Well, same thing. Gillette's the stadium. Foxborough's the city.
Okay,
yeah,
there we
yeah,
go.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right, so Cowboys make a trip down to Foxborough or up to Foxborough. It's Dak Prescott, Zeke Elliott, Amari Cooper, and Jason Garrett come to town to take on the almighty Bill Belichick, Tom Brady, and the New England Patriots. So tell me, what's your thoughts on this game, New England Dan?
Well, first, I've never heard any of the players that you just went through.
On your team either, right?
So, no, it's probably going to be a really good game. As I would be the first to admit it, our offense is lost.
Okay.
I don't think it's Brady's fault. Now, I may be biased because my kid's name is Brady.
How'd you come up with that name?
You look at, we lost Antonio Brown. We lost Josh Gordon. Sanu is out for an injury for about 3 weeks
How
now.
long did you have those guys?
And so we're pretty much just relying on those short outside passes to James White and and Edelman. So I'm looking for a really big game from N'Keal Harry. I think this is going to be the game where he makes his mark on history.
Who?
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, I've never heard of him.
It's funny enough.
He was the first round pick for us this year.
Funny enough, on Dan Patrick's show, Chris Collinsworth was on the show, and he talked about the fact in their pregame meeting, and they never said it on the air, but Tom Brady actually said in their production meeting that he is probably the most miserable 8-1 quarterback in the history of NFL football.
What?
Right now. Because the offense is not clicking at all.
Huh.
So, interesting thought about that Dan was the first one to admit he said that.
They're anemic.
But like how much does the offense worry you, Dan? for New England.
Hey, you keep breaking in and out. Like
It's
it's
my-
real hard to.
So it's just probably my mic then, I guess. Can you still hear me?
I can hear Dan when he talks.
All right, then I'll stop talking.
Well, you just keep your microphone next to your mouth and keep moving it around. It'll
Okay,
be
you
fine.
got that.
There you go.
Is
That's
that-
why we
that's-
use a mic
Is that
stand.
the problem?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
That's why we use a mic. So, my question, and I know I'm kind of getting away from it here, but how much longer, honestly, can the Patriots keep this up? I mean, 20 years basically since, what is it, 99 that this whole thing started? Is that correct? Or 2000? What year was it?
Yeah, 2000, 2001
Yeah.
is when the era,
Began.
the dynasty began.
When
yeah.
the cheating began. And just out of curiosity, how long can they keep this pace up? Realistically.
Well, I'm going to give credit to where credit's due. As long as we keep Bill.
Yeah.
My
Interesting.
philosophy on the success of New England is during the regular season, it's all Bill. But during the postseason, I think that's all Brady. So it's kind of give and take. But I think once Bill finally steps down, that's when you'll see that's when you won't see us, actually.
So what is he, 67 now?
No, I want to say he's 70 or above.
Yeah, he's older.
Is he really?
Yeah,
old,
I
yeah.
believe. Dan, let me ask you a question. Do you think that this season might mirror kind of the Peyton Manning's last season? Not that we're saying that Tom Brady's done, but this is the best defense that Tom Brady has probably ever had. Do you think that maybe this kind of mirrors that last season for Peyton Manning? Oh, I'm sorry, for Tom Brady? No.
Did we lose you?
No, I can't. He keeps snipping in and out, so I can't understand anything he's saying.
I don't know what's going on. But do you want to explain?
So is it because of what he was relating to is this kind of like Peyton Manning's last couple of years where he had a really good defense and he just managed the game well enough to win? Do you believe that this is similar to what they're doing in New England? They're just kind of hanging on, and I'm not saying that in a derogatory way. I mean, you win, you do the best you can to win, and you
Right.
manage the game. Is this what you're seeing? You think in New England now?
A little bit. Like I said, right now our offense is struggling. This week, we're getting Wynn back, our left tackle, and he's been a huge factor, been out all year. So he'll be giving Brady, 2-3 more seconds to find that open receiver. I'd say it's a little bit similar. The only difference between Brady and Manning is when Brady says, "This is my final year," the NFL is not just going to give him the championship like they did with Denver and Peyton Manning.
I knew it was coming. He almost lasted 5 minutes.
Oh, man.
Oh my goodness. So, do you see them progressing? And I mean, the AFC is really pretty stout this year. I mean, you got the explosiveness of the Ravens and the Colts are kind of coming out of nowhere, and the Chiefs are still dangerous. I mean, do you see them? And they're probably going to be the home field at this point unless they just crumble. I mean, do you see them making another run to the Super Bowl?
Well, here's the thing. Each year we struggle. Normally it's, the first 6 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
We struggle, then we find identity, and we just cruise.
Yeah.
This year, I'll admit, we had a pretty easy first 9 games. So our struggles are coming, middle of the season. As a fan, I've learned, just go with it. Go with the punches. I believe in Bill. Everything's going to come together as we make another playoff run. I'm saying, we'll probably get the first seed unless you guys beat us this week. This was one of the games at the beginning of the season that I had on the calendar as a possible L for us, at least.
Really?
Yeah.
So what's your gut say on the game this weekend? What's it tell you?
Whew.
Kind of asking you for predictions kind of early, but, I mean...
If we can't contain Elliott, you guys will win.
Okay.
But Gilmore's going to be on Cooper, so Cooper's going to get 7-8 catches, possibly a touchdown. Our run defense and quarterback containment defense I know, like I said, we've played fairly easy teams, but we're still ranked number 1 in the league. So I think it'll be a good game. Like I said, at least on our side of the offense, having Win back, giving Brady those couple extra seconds, that's going to be huge. That'll give Edelman a whole lot more separation than what he's getting now, and he's beasting it just like he was last year in the Super Bowl. Right now, I give like a 2-point edge to New England, only because it's in Foxborough. It's November. We find a way to win. And I actually just got back from Dallas. I don't know if you saw those pictures of me surfacing on the building top next to Jerry World.
I did.
Just kind of peeking over. I just sent my email to Coach B, and
there was the guy spying on the Cowboys.
Yep, that was me. So we'll be prepared.
All right, so the last 6 games for the Patriots, and I had neglected to see where they were playing these games, except for maybe a couple of them. But they got the Cowboys obviously this week, and then in the following week they have the Texans, which won't be a pushover, and then they play the Chiefs, which that'll be a battle.
Easy.
And the Bengals.
worst defense in the league with that team.
No, probably the Bengals are, but they get the Bengals the following week, and then they get the Bills the week after that, and then the Dolphins the week after that. Talk about an easy schedule. If the NFL didn't set that up, I don't know how how it could have been any prettier for them. Bengals, Bills, Dolphins, the final 3 games of the year.
There's your conspiracy.
Yeah. Bam.
Well, it just happens to be 3 divisional games. Most of the season's ending like that for each team.
Yeah, but never so smoother as sugar as it is for the Patriots.
Oh my goodness! So we play our division, each team twice, and then your schedule for the next year. The best teams play the best teams from the other leagues. So, you can't even say it. Plus, Goodell hates us. Well, it's not like he's going to be out there giving us an easy schedule as it is.
No, it's a rotation. So you were going to play the NFC East this year. That's the way that it goes. And then, of course, you got to play the Chiefs.
It's divisions.
Yeah.
So, they changed it up a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And you play, like every 4 years, you play the 4 teams from your opposite division. Yeah.
Right. So, but the Chiefs and the Patriots play every year for some reason. It seems like in the past 3 years, they played each other. So, we might have to call New England Dan back, and we'll go to
we're going to have this conversation again, and we may have to have it after the game.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
Especially if because I probably won't be able to talk about it if the Patriots win, but you can talk to him.
Don't give Dan the chance to gloat.
You mean New England Dan?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Because I don't gloat much.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I just keep quiet.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Well, sometimes. So, if you had to make a prediction right now, and let's try to be as homerless as you can. Top 4 teams in the NFL right now.
Well, definitely the Ravens. I mean, you can't argue with that. Yeah. They took us to town. On the NFC side, I feel like it's up for grabs. You got the Saints. Yep. Breeze is back.
Yep.
They showed they could win without Breeze, so I feel like they're a solid team all around. NFC side, though, pretty much all the teams that were contenders last year really aren't, with the exclusion of the Saints. I don't think Green Bay is going to be a real threat in the postseason.
Really?
That might just be me living in Wisconsin for 6 years and just
the Packers.
Rodgers.
How do you feel about the Packers?
I hate them.
Oh, finally we agree on something.
So much.
All 3 of us will agree with that one.
But yeah, AFC side, I'd say Ravens and Patriots. And then NFC side, definitely the 49ers. I think they got a tough game. I think they play the Packers this week, so
they do.
That might be a forecast of a playoff matchup.
NFC championship game or something, maybe. Yeah.
Possibly, yeah. So I'd say NFC side, it'd be between the Saints, the 49ers, and the Vikings have gotten their stuff together over the last couple weeks. Kirk Cousins has been playing on MVP status.
Except they got behind 20 points to the Broncos, though.
But a W's a W.
Yeah, true.
I think you're forgetting about the sneakiest team, though, in the NFC, and that's the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle's tough. I mean, to me, NFC's wide open. I mean, the AFC, it's, Chiefs, Ravens, Patriots. After that,
possibly the Texans.
Maybe. Maybe.
How do you feel about Lamar Jackson, Dan?
Have Dan repeat that. You keep breaking up.
How do you feel about Lamar Jackson?
I was incredibly upset because we had the 31st pick last year. We picked Sony Michel, and then the Ravens picked Lamar at number 32. And I was really hoping that we were going to be picking up Jackson to be Brady's heir and his replacement. So I love the guy, watching him play in college, and I had high hopes that we were going to pick him. That's what a lot of the stuff I was reading said. But we picked Sony, and I have not been impressed with him. During every Patriots game, me and a couple college buddies who are all Patriots fans were texting, and each week I just you think I'm bad on Mahomes or these opposing teams, like I just smash Sony. I'm a huge James White fan, but Sony's not getting the production, and I think a lot of that is, again, not having a good offensive line with Wynn being out, and obviously the presence of Gronk. Gronk was a good receiver for us, but he was an outstanding blocker, and we haven't found the puzzle piece to fill in that gap.
Well, I mean, those little small things make it's just like Cowboys without Witten. I mean, they missed that kind of that safety valve that they used in crunch, or at least Romo did. I don't know if Dak ever figured it out or has figured it out. But let's get off the subject for a second. We got one more team I want you to talk about. And this guy is it could be like the twin of Kyle, or KC here, because he has so many favorite teams that are just away from where he's from. Because you're a Patriots fan, but you're from Chicago, but you're also, what's your favorite college team?
Oh, just for football, I'm a Longhorns fan.
Texas Longhorns, here we go. So, what's up with the Longhorns? I thought they were back.
Yeah, we all kind of did. All of Texas Nation thought it was.
Texas Nation.
Well, I mean, we started the season pretty good, and we had a chance at LSU. We dropped a touchdown early on, and then we ended up losing by a touchdown. We had a good game against OSU, was dominating, and then had 3 special team turnovers. I think it was 2 or 3 special team turnovers in the fourth quarter that allowed OSU to get back in the game. Mm-hmm. The OU game, we had our chance, blew it. And then last week against Iowa State,
Oh, he lost you.
No, we're good.
You still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Where'd you lose me at?
Well, Kyle's over there pushing buttons. And
Yeah, I was.
Oh. Last week against Iowa State, I was working, so I managed to pull up the fourth quarter. We came back. We were up by 2, and then they were about to kick like a 49-yard field goal. I'm like, all right, there's a good win. Probably going to miss it. And then we jump off sides. They get the first down, and then, boom, they kick it to win it.
Yep, kick it to win it. Let me tell you, from experience, Iowa State is a weird place to play and try to win ball games. It's something about it, and especially at night and in the evening. I mean, it's weird.
I mean, the whole Big 12 this year is just ridiculous. Mm-hmm. Baylor, they barely lost to
should have beat Oklahoma.
OU.
Yeah,
Iowa State barely lost to OU. TCU has one of the best defenses in that division.
Do you think they have a chance to beat Texas this weekend?
Who?
TCU.
Who are they playing?
Texas.
No, we already played them.
You sure?
Yeah, we lost to them.
No,
I thought it was TCU and Texas this weekend.
No, we lost to them 2-3 weeks ago.
Oh, you're right. So who do they play? So Texas plays Baylor this weekend then?
I haven't had a chance to look at schedules yet.
It's Texas Baylor.
Texas Baylor. So what happens there?
They lose.
You think so?
Yeah, I love Ellinger. I mean, I felt like first couple weeks he was actually a Heisman candidate, but then our defense is just playing terrible.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing the similarities between like him and Brady now, throwing picks at terrible times. Mm-hmm. Like Brady doesn't throw a pick, but this year he's got, I think, 5 picks, and they're all either within or right outside the red zone. So just costly turnovers is what's costing Texas right now.
Okay, well, any parting words that you can share with us, or words of wisdom from New England, Dan?
Yeah, like I said, Rodgers is a joke, and so is Mahomes. So,
Hey, well, I can't even
but
defend
hey,
myself.
regardless of the outcome, Dan, we're still going to be friends, all right?
Yep, we will. We will.
I keep pulling up Instagram, and I see the flashbacks to, was it 2007 when it was Brady versus
Romo,
yeah. And then Terrell Owens and Randy Moss? Man, that was, whew.
Yeah, the
That was a good
Cowboys
game.
should have been the Super Bowl that year.
Yeah, it should have been.
Should have been. They were the two best teams. The Giants came out of nowhere, and they that was your undefeated season, correct?
Yeah, don't talk about that.
Okay, I won't. Well, I know Bill didn't want to talk about it at the end of the game. That was for sure.
Yeah.
So, you know what, Dan, I appreciate you coming on our show on short notice, and let's revisit this again in
Definitely.
a couple of weeks, and maybe we have you come on the show live.
Well,
you think you could do that? You're not wanted anywhere if somebody noticed your picture and say, hey, I know that guy, and go get him.
I just don't want to offend Kyle by making him, not pretty anymore. I'd be out pretty into him.
You will have to pass a background check to get into Sports Palace Studios, though, so we'll have to go through that.
Okay.
Well, thanks for joining us, Dan. Hope you have a good night, and best of luck to your Patriots this weekend and to your Longhorns, even though I'm not pulling for them.
Yeah, that's live.
All right, buddy.
Thanks, guys.
All right,
Appreciate
man.
it.
See you soon.
Bye, Dan.
Later.
Bye.
All right, that was New England Dan, our special guest, New England Patriot and Texas Longhorn fan.
He is.
And he was pretty behaved tonight.
He was.
Kind of disappointed.
Yeah, you thought so? You were?
Well, I'm not disappointed. I just thought he would be a little bit, he was.
Stir the pot.
I think I threatened him too much about
I think
being
you did.
too controversial.
Yeah, well.
Next time we'll have to let the hair down.
I love it.
Yeah.
That would be great. No, I hope my microphone's working. I think it's good.
I think we had you too high, and it was causing a cutout.
Okay.
Perhaps.
Well, we're back.
I'll have to go back and listen to the audio when we're done and see if there's something in there that we're doing something wrong there. I do have 2 other microphones if that one's bad. So.
Okay.
Okay, so you want to move into our review of our predictions?
Yeah, come on, bring it on.
You'll go that route? Okay, so right now for the season, and we've only predict 2 weeks, so we kind of got started late, and we missed a week, so we've only got 2 weeks of predictions between Kyle and I, and he is 11-9 off of 20 picks, 11-9, so you're just above 50%.
Man, I don't know if I like that very much, but it's okay.
And I am 13-7, so I have a 2-game lead over you.
I hear you.
Yeah, do you really hear me?
But it's not over.
It's still early.
We
still have like six more weeks.
Yeah, and that's not even including bowl games.
And bowl games, and we'll have to go down and maybe even NFL playoff games.
Oh yeah, we still got till February.
We got till February to settle this thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so let's go off of what we've got going this week in college football. I got 5 games here.
Okay.
You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, so Texas at Baylor.
Okay, I'm going Baylor.
Baylor
was for real last week, and I think they want to prove themselves, and they want to get in that Big 12 championship game. That's for sure.
Well, Texas is going to make it interesting, but I think they're pretty beat down. I think Longhorns are ready to check it in.
That's how I feel.
Right now, they're what are they at? 6-4, so they're bowl eligible, but they actually still have a shot to play in the Big 12 championship game, but I don't think that's going to happen. The only way they could do it, they may be out of it. I can't remember. I'd have to think about it.
Sure.
I think last week if they'd have won, they still had a chance to play in it, but after losing last week, I think they're out. So anyway, they may be done.
Right.
So both of us going with Baylor in this game. Penn State at Ohio State.
I am going to pick Ohio State because I think that they're unstoppable.
You're going to go with Ohio State?
I am.
I think I'll agree with you.
Okay.
All right. Here's a good one. Minnesota at Northwestern. Minnesota. Your Iowa Hawkeyes ruined my dream season, which we didn't talk about.
I know.
Because that was I told you, of course I told a lot of people that I felt Minnesota was, gonna beat
It
Penn
is
State, and they did.
hard for those ranked teams, those top 10 ranked teams, to go into Kinnick Stadium.
Yeah, it is.
Kinnick Stadium in November.
Yeah.
Kinnick Stadium is pretty underrated.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a lot to do in Iowa. So they go drink beer and watch football.
I guess.
And yell loudly.
Yeah.
So
Iowa City.
Anyway, Iowa played as good as could ask for,
Yep.
although Minnesota definitely
They
tried.
fought.
They did fight.
They're not a fluke.
No, absolutely
Yeah.
not. And so, but I got to go Minnesota over Northwestern.
Yep, I'm going to agree with you.
Now, Pat Fitzgerald to me was the old PJ Flick until he's kind of just fallen off the wagon a little bit.
A little bit. Okay, Oklahoma State at West Virginia.
Pokes.
I hope so, and I agree.
Although Spencer Sanders is not playing,
I hadn't said.
I heard today that
He's out?
might be done for this season.
Oh, no.
Yes, thumb.
Well, it wouldn't
That's
surprise me.
according to
It is.
Toby Anderson.
Yes, it is
So,
Oklahoma State. Well,
yeah.
Toby knows the
Toby
no.
knows.
Toby knows the no.
Yes.
Well, that disappoints me. Okay. And then TCU at OU.
OU.
I'm going to agree with you. I don't think we disagreed on any of those games.
Wow.
Now, here's an
I can't
interesting
get any
scenario.
Separation.
Here's an interesting scenario,
Yes.
which I do not believe this is going to happen, but it could very well happen.
Okay.
If OSU wins this Saturday and beats OU next Saturday,
Okay.
and OU loses to TCU, OSU goes to the Big 12 title game.
But now you're doing that without Spencer Sanders.
Doing it without Spencer Sanders,
So-
which I'm not even sure if you had him, it would matter.
Right.
Because you got to rely on TCU beating OU, and then you got to beat OU without Spencer Sanders.
Still not impossible because I don't think OU is as good as. I mean, I've watched them the past few weeks.
They should have lost the last 3 weeks.
Yes, they should have lost 3 games in a row, and sometimes your luck is going to run
Yeah.
out.
So
That's how I feel.
I mean,
you know.
they're 2 points away from losing, a 2-point conversion away from losing to Iowa State, or to who'd they lose to?
Iowa State. You were correct.
No, 2 weeks ago. Was it Iowa State? Who they lose? They lost
They
to Iowa
lost
State.
Iowa State. No, they beat Iowa State by 1 point. The 2-point conversion didn't go through.
Who did they lose to on the road then? Kansas State. So they lost to Kansas State. They should have lost to Iowa State.
And
they should have lost to Baylor. So there's, fool's gold somewhat, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
but I'm watching those games last week, and I'm like, there's no way that even if OU somehow makes it through, they're not good enough to be in the playoff.
they
this
won't
year.
get in the playoffs.
And I don't think they will.
No, they're not. I mean, they'll take a one-loss Southeast Conference school, especially if it's Alabama,
Sure.
than they will OU, I think.
But I also think that they're better than I also think that Alabama's better than OU.
Even without
Tua.
Tulualuga or
Yeah.
whatever his name is.
Tua Tagovailoa.
Okay, Tulualuga.
Got it, nailed it.
All right, so we agreed. So you can't gain any ground on me. I can't gain any ground on you
Yeah,
in
what
the pros.
heck? You did that on purpose.
Probably.
Okay.
So if I just match you the whole season, I can't.
Yeah,
I can't lose
then
anymore.
I'm going to lose by 2 games, I guess.
Play not to lose. That's the best way
Yeah,
to lose.
that's great.
All right, here we go. So this one's already in action, but it's close enough to where we can call it, right?
Sure, it's halftime, 10-10.
Okay, so it's just like an even game. Colts, Texans.
I'm going Texans.
Let's come back to that one.
Okay.
Ravens, Rams. It's at Los Angeles.
I think that the Rams they're playing wounded all season, and I really think the Ravens are the best team in football, to me.
I agree with you.
Dang it!
Okay, I'll pick first. Here it is. I'll go first. Packers at 49ers. I'm not going to go against Aaron Rodgers. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to pick the Packers.
Picking the Packers.
No, see there, you didn't even matter. Seahawks at Eagles.
Seahawks.
I'm
Dang it, Dan.
agreeing with you. All right, here we go. The game of the week, without a doubt, at least the most talked about game of the week.
Sure.
The Dallas Cowboys at the New England Patriots.
All right. Who do
You want me to
think?
go?
I'll go first. I think that the Cowboys are going to win.
I can't believe you're going to steal my thunder. So
I really do think that
all
they
right,
are.
so there's you know me well enough now to know that I always pick the Cowboys based on gut, but way I feel it, the way I see it, their tendencies, what the temperature is that time of day, health, location. There's just something here that tells me the Cowboys are going to win the game.
Dan, I told you.
I know. The everything on the ceiling, everything on the walls are falling off.
It's wild. And I can't say this enough. My pick to go to the Super Bowl still is the Chiefs and the Cowboys.
You're not going off of that.
No, I will. I think that they're two of the most talented teams still out there. And the Cowboys should be undefeated at this point, if you ask me.
Maybe. I mean, yeah, perhaps. I mean, really the only game they got throttled was the Jets. You know, they got 20 points behind of the Jets. I mean,
it's just, to me, I think the Cowboys are still they're the most they have the most talent on both sides of the ball.
Agreed.
I think that teams kind of are lopsided this year a little bit, but I think the most well-rounded team right now are the Cowboys and the Ravens.
Perhaps.
On both sides of the ball, I think those are the best two teams.
If it goes down to the wire and it's Brady and it's the last minute of the game, then there's no way Dallas wins this game unless something just goofy really happens. But if Dallas goes in there and dominates, I'll give you an example. A couple of years, this has probably been 5 years ago when the Seahawks were really, really good and they played at Seattle. I think it was 2013 or 14, maybe 14. They actually went up there and just dominated Seattle, just dominated them. Right. And I think that if Dallas comes in and just plays their kind of game and doesn't let Brady snooker them like Aaron Rodgers done in the past.
Sure.
And I know there's a lot of, contributing factors, unattended consequences, so to speak, but I just feel like the Cowboys are going to go in there and win that game. Does that change what I think about the Cowboys? I've said all season they're going to win a playoff game and be done. No. They still have Jason Garrett as a coach. They've still got, they still just can't get out of their own way, and they're not going to have any playoff games at home except for their opener. So I just don't see.
And see, that's where my eyes have come open. Because I've watched a lot of Cowboy games this year, to see how talented they are, and to see their record is like heartbreaking almost. Like they have all the talent in the world to me, and that's why I think that they are the most poorly coached team probably in the NFL.
I've been saying that for 10 years.
I know you have, but it's like it just kind of feels like I'm like, oh my gosh, I see the light.
Yeah,
because they are so good.
They're good.
They have the best offensive line. Dak. They might not even be able to afford Dak anymore after this year. Dak is really.
I'm still not on the Dak wagon.
Yeah, but he looks good.
Well, he does.
Yeah, he does. I think,
but. Win a game when the money's on the line. He has not done that yet.
Sure.
Win a game when you got to win a game. Go win a game.
Maybe that's just the Cowboys MO. Cowboys QB's MO. They just can't win big games.
Well,
Romo.
Maybe.
Romo and Dak are your past two quarterbacks where it's like.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So, all right. So, let's go back to... I'm going to pick the Colts.
Okay.
Just to argue with you.
All right, there we go. Now that's the only game that
we
can
split.
Go Texans. Come on.
And give you a chance to get a game up and give me gain a game and let me get another game up on
you.
Oh,
yeah, I know. I don't like that.
Then I'll just stick to just matching your predictions.
Yeah, all year long.
Wait a minute. I'm changing.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Got it.
Okay, so we want to talk about MVP at this point?
I think to me it's still a clear front runner, and that's Lamar Jackson. Now, I think a couple weeks ago I'd say Aaron Rodgers, but they kind of fell a little bit. But Lamar Jackson is as fun as Michael Vick was fun to watch.
He's better than Dick.
I think so.
I mean, all around package.
So the way that he can still stand in the pocket and throw the ball is better than Michael Vick ever was. Because Vick, as soon as there was any trouble whatsoever, he was taken off.
Yeah.
Lamar's not afraid to step up in the pocket and throw the ball on a dime.
Yeah. He's got a better. Well, he may have a more
accurate arm. Because Vick could throw the ball a country mile. Yeah. Uh-huh. How much you want to bet I could throw that football over the mountains?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Our good friend Jeff Pyatt just joined in. Hey, Jeff. How's it going, buddy?
I don't know. It's I think it's Lamar by a long shot.
I would say right now.
Yeah.
I mean, Russell Wilson's certainly in the conversation.
He sure is. Yeah.
Mahomes, because he missed so many games, may not be. He missed 3 games?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's definitely a lot more wide open this year than it has been in a while, I think.
Gosh, we were probably in this spot last year, though, too, with who's going to win.
Yeah.
I just love the NFL. I'm just sad that it's more than halfway over.
Yeah, it is.
Already.
Yeah.
I hate it.
We have 6 games left.
I know.
Not counting the playoffs.
I don't like it. I mean,
theoretically, that's 12 games because we got 6 playoff games.
Because then we're so freaking bored after the NFL season.
Kidding. No kidding.
It's sports hell.
You know what I used to do when football season's over with?
I don't know.
Madden.
Yeah, you just. I mean, what else do you do?
Play Madden.
Just pray that NFL comes sooner. Oh, but this year we can look forward to the XFL.
Oh, yeah, whatever.
This is the
Speaking of
XFL.
XFL, do we need to have a wrestling review before we go to the break? I did. I saw. So I thought I didn't. I didn't see the whole show Wednesday.
Yeah.
Did we see the pay-per-view? Was 2 weeks ago?
Yes, and we watched it together.
And we did
the Cook's new house,
the Cook Palacio place.
Yes.
I saw the first program. I saw the first 10 minutes where Mox beat that guy in like 13 seconds.
Yeah.
And then he gets the microphone and goes, I guess that one counted.
Yeah. Loving the AEW so much. NXT's been really good too. But I love AEW was great last night. Jericho is top Jericho.
Yeah, I didn't see it last night.
I fell asleep the last 35 minutes, but I was exhausted after church. So anyway, Mox has been great too.
He's my favorite guy right now.
Mox is great, and they're letting him just take the microphone. You don't have to be
just do your thing.
Do your thing.
Yeah, and he's doing his
which
thing.
is the way that it's supposed to be.
It's the way it used to be.
Yes,
there was no script.
Sure.
You just this is what point you want to make, and they go in and do a little. Those guys were creative enough without being told what to do.
Right.
And I missed that about it. That's what was a little bit more believable to me. So.
Yeah.
Okay. So. Let me see where we're at in our. So, do we want to wait? Oh, we didn't preface overvalued, undervalued, or money. We need to do that today too. So we want to take a quick break because I need to break up the broadcast here so I don't have such a long program.
Yeah.
So we're gonna take. If you're listening to us, give me about 3 minutes, 4 minutes. We're going to break our format right now. I don't want to lose our audience if Kyle doesn't knock my TV over there.
It's just the water.
Oh, okay.
I just knocked over the water. That's it.
We're going to take in fact, I'll have to break it because.
5-minute break.
We'll take a 5-minute break. If you're listening to us, come back in 5 more minutes. A couple of things we're going to hit you with when we come back. We're going to start out the show with overvalued, undervalued, or money. And then we're going to have our athlete spotlight. We need to come up with a name with that, though, and I'm open to suggestions.
Sure, we're going to pray about
maybe
it.
we pray about it, and then maybe we could have somebody give us some, maybe some suggestions. Our listening audience out there could.
Yes.
So, in case you're joining us for the first time, or what we're trying to do every week is have a spotlight on an athlete who's had a journey, and it doesn't even have to be an athlete. It can be a coach. It can be an entertainer. Someone who's had a journey in his life.